Hey there, it is July 15th, 2024, and it is a heat wave day here in Virginia, zone 7, which means, we have 4 seasons, frost included. So I'm just going to go over my garden and just share what's going on in my edible landscape. I think this video will be helpful for those interested in incorporating vegetables into their landscape. So here I have this planter next to my pergola. This is a bitter-melon plant, and it's exactly what it sounds like. The fruit is very bitter, and my neighbor actually dries these vines and she makes them into a tea to drink in the winter time. And she tells me it's very great for her skin, and she really looks great. But I don't know if that's just the genetics of being Asian or the bitter melon, but hey, she thinks it works, and I like eating it. I'm watering my Korean sweet potato. It's the purple kind, and it's so good roasted in the oven. So this is what the bitter melon looks like. You see all those two? And then up top, there's another one. I messed up with these. That's why they're not having as much fruit, but more on that another time. I kind of like chopped at the roots by accident. And here I am now watering my pennywort. And if you're close by, like if you went to a pho restaurant, they sell pennywort juice. So that's what that plant looks like. And I would definitely try it if I were you. It's great. And I'm growing it because I'm trying to avoid sugar. So I use stevia with it. So my neighbor actually gave me 2 of those plants that I'm trying to grow now. Okay, I'm just giving, these are myrtle topiary cuttings that I'm trying to do. And surprisingly, they're not drying out as much. They're in coco core. And over here, I actually have a short on these. These are plants I found on the curbside of the street. I just plucked them up and ran home, put them in water and transplanted them. I had like a planter over it, like those plastic ones with the hose over them when it was sunny out. So now they're all good. They settled down. So this is calendula, and this is basil. And this season's just been kind of weird, so I feel like my plants are all funny. And here was actually the location for a watermelon plant that I ate, and there was a seed, and I grew it, and then I snapped the stem by trying to wrap it on this little thing, and it died. So I just transplanted this bean seedling that I found. That variety is the purple beans, but it changes into green when you cook it. And this tomato plant, I also just transplanted it. I had it by the shed, and I think it's like a mouse or something kept eating at it, and it just didn't look that great. So I transplanted here so it's more accessible to water. So for your edible landscape, try to position things where you're more likely to water them, or set up a watering system, but I just water it by hand. These are my Swiss chard, my first year growing them and even eating them, and they are great. I just love how they look in the garden. It makes you look like a real gardener because of how lush the leaves look. And I'm just weeding some more of my, I have this chop and drop Vietnamese, I think it's called watercress nut is the English name for it. I don't really eat it, but it's like very hardy and it just grows everywhere. And here, oh, look at that pretty bee. So here are my purple coneflowers grown from seed. I grown it last year, and they are hardy in my zone. So they can survive the frost, and they came back up, and I transplanted it here. So this is one plant, and later you'll see another. And then past this point is, I'm still working on the garden. It's kind of in disarray, but you got to do what you got to do when you want the garden to look amazing and gorgeous, but you only have so much time. And I don't want to hire anyone to do this because this is my hobby. Oh, this is my blueberry plant that I try to do rooting. I forget the name of it right now, but I need to make it bigger. So maybe I'll do a video on that, see how successful it is. Here I have some more calendula, sage, onions, and that's rosemary. And here I made a video on, these are manzano peppers. So I just got the peppers and grew from seed. Hopefully I didn't mix it with any other chili pepper plants, but here I'm just like trying to figure out if I like topped it or like pinch it, which means like, it's growing and you chop off the top so that it will branch out more. But that one, it didn't look like I did it. I couldn't find the wound mark. That one over there, I definitely did. You can see it's like a lot bushier, but I'm wondering if it naturally can bush out on its own. And sage has been doing really well. I gave my friend a sage plant, but hers keep dying. So I'm not sure what's going on there because she can grow other stuff. So it's one of those things where you're like, you can grow something and then someone else can't for whatever reason. It's like the weirdest thing. And over here is my cheap trellis that I made. This is rabbit wiring is what it was advertised at. A roll was around like 30, close to $40. I didn't get the cattle panel one, but whatever. Anyway, so that's loofah that I finally managed to germinate, and that's another long squash. I think they call it bottle squash if you let it harden. I actually have one in the shed that hardened. Anyway, but this is what I'm really, really excited about. I kept killing it like the seedling. This is called wing bean, and it is so delicious. I had it when I was in Vietnam last December, and it was just delicious. So when I ordered the seeds online, and here's another of those purple bean, green bean seedlings that I found. And here's another of the pumpkin thing. I just, this season has just been weird, and I just had a late start in starting everything. Here's another bitter melon that I also transplanted in the heat. I know, it was just crazy. I had my planters over covering the plant, and it was just a couple days ago that I took it off. Uh, but it's just one of those things. And oh yeah, when I was digging through, the soil here isn't good, so I added other garden soil from my other garden beds. So that's good soil, and the other one is obviously just like terrible clay. But you got to do what you got to do. So if you could try to dig big hole and then cover it with good soil as best you can, or just mix in like topsoil. And here, I believe this is the English name is water spinach. The Vietnamese name is rau muống, and it should be very hardy. It's my first year successfully growing it. Previous years, I just kind of did not take care of it and it kind of died. Oh, and here are my persimmons. So this is the first year it fruits. It fruited for me. It probably could have fruited sooner, but I was trying to do all this crazy pruning technique that kind of failed. But yeah, oh my gosh, my fruit. And I think one of them was yellow. So hopefully I don't have any more droppings. And here's this old pear tree that my parents took care of for years, but I took major pruning to it this year. These are my zinnias. I also grew from seed from last year. I also topped these so they're bushier. And here I gotta water my fig cutting. I posted in another video. Forget how old it is. I think it's year 3 growing. And I have bitter melon next to it, and just some other seedlings that I started. I believe those are green onions from my seeds. And here, the whole place I just need to fix up. But here is my Meyer lemon plant that I got from Home Depot. I think it was like $25. So I did the Vietnamese. What I saw a lot of the Vietnamese YouTubers do is you kind of try to stress it out by plucking the leaves on the inside. You see it's all stripped. And then I saved those leaves actually. I frozen them because it's great for eating. Anyway, I'm trying to stress it out, and you can see all those young shoots coming out from them. And that's supposed to help force it to flower. And I'm just watering a bunch of my other plants. This is my apple, envy apple seedling, and the other two are Asian pear. They are getting a little crinkly. I am concerned because it's probably from the heat. I think everything is just trying to survive. And over here, I've been transplanting too. This is also Korean yam. I'm very excited this year because I'm gonna do a video on like seeing how much I can harvest from doing the vines, just having it go everywhere. It's pretty exciting. I can't wait. I love like just let's see how many potatoes I could get. Oh, and this is also the water spinach. It's probably time for it to be harvested. And I'm just Here I'm just trying to figure out how much water I should be giving it. Oh, and here is a red pepper that my friend gave me as a small seedling. It wasn't doing too well, so I actually repotted it, and I might bring it inside. And this plant here with the small little leaves, that is a olive tree that I got from Giant out of all places. And here's my limelight. I pruned it like crazy to avoid mosquitoes. And then over here, I'm setting up this pathway myself, and it's just been taking up forever. Okay, and here I got my pepper plant that I got the seeds from the dollar store, and managed to grow one. It got really big, but it wasn't fruiting, and I think because I have it on under my persimmon tree in the front yard, and it wasn't getting enough light, so it was taking forever to fruit. But I noticed when I transplanted it that it did have some flower buds, but I just, I just, I just wanted the fruit, so I just transplanted it, and I'm covering it for now, and having it under the limelight bush so that it will be shaded from the sun, and hopefully it will survive. Fingers crossed. And there I just have that makeshift warm bin. More on that another time. And I finally did my water barrel. Insulation was not the greatest, hence it's upside down right now. I'm trying to dry it out. And now I'm trying to figure out, oh, my compost thing. Oh, I gotta clean it. And I was just drying it out in the sun to just sterilize it a little bit. And there were some ants in that, so I'm just gonna water it. That's how I do with ants, just water it. And here, if you could see what I'm watering is this planter with a grape cutting that I did this fall. I just stuck it in, and like a billion of the branches, and one came up. And next to it is just a lavender cutting that's blooming. I should probably harvest those. It smells really good. This is a zinnia plants that I started, and some poppies too, but I just have so much going on. I didn't like put them out, so they're just going to be in the planter for now. Oh, and here's my last artichoke. Look at that bloom. I already did a video, like a short on this, but I already harvested too. And here I'm rushing back over to the grapes because I totally forgot. I should probably water this because look how many grapes I have. Primarily growing these for my son. He loves picking the grapes. Last year I had this out front in the yard and just kind of crawling on the ground. And the grapes, like, they didn't get very big. So this year I'm gonna making a special effort to give them more light and more sun, and hopefully the grapes will get bigger. And I'm covering that hopefully to avoid mosquitoes. If they notice it's dry, hopefully they don't bother me. And here is just like I got this from the dollar store, which is $1.24 now, or 25 now. And I just water this, give it some water for the birds since it's so hot out. And I read in this other book, I forget, but she does cut flowers. I'll try to find her name, and I'll do like top tips I learned from her because she is a genius. Anyway, so putting that out for the plants, for the birds, so that they don't peck at your fruit. And it's kind of messy, but oh yeah, and I'm gonna water this boxwood that I moved because it got too big for the place. And actually, surprisingly, you see this planter? I have not I have not changed the soil, and look how big it got. It's been probably at least 3 years. I didn't know. Actually, yeah, it's 3 years in this planter. I have not changed out the soil. Every year, I just added leaf mulch on top, and it gets really big. And I always thought that boxwood roots are very shallow, but these actually went into the ground. So that was pretty cool. Oh, and now I just realized I should check on my garlic. So back here, it's kind of a mess. I did set up some garden beds, but not too high because I don't want to water. So I barely water these. So I checked on these grocery store garlic bulbs that I just put out, and I found they're still green, so they're still growing. I don't have to harvest it right away. And here is a pumpkin. Can you believe it? I'm growing pumpkin. I got these seeds from the dollar store as well. And this is when I realized, oh no, the vine borer. So that has dug into the plant. And then I was like, oh, is that it? No, it's not. It's just whatever it ate. So I'm just like, oh man, really? Because when I grow butternut squash, I never had an issue with the vine borer. But it seems like with pumpkins and squash, they like. And over there, too, of that is my lemongrass. And here is just grocery store potatoes. And I'm just weeding some here. And I just stuck it in. And I think I should probably harvest these pretty soon because the plants look like they're dead. Kind of jungle right here, but I want to just show you this. Check out my raspberry. Look at all that. I need to cut the bottom. These, I think it's called coho. It's a seedling, like from seed. And it grew into a little seedling volunteer that I found. I have a video on it. And I actually transplanted some stuff. But check this out. The wisteria, I feel like it just keeps blooming and blooming. Look at that. And over here too. So pretty. It just keeps blooming. And here's the sunchoke from the grocery store. And over there is just a mess that I need to do. Just whenever I could, I just try to pull up these morning glories, these with the white flowers. I feel I just need more time. More time. I'm just expanding my garden. And it's just me. So I don't know if I have enough. Oh, and here's another manzano pepper that I have under my peach tree, and I'm trying to figure out how I want to do it. As you see here, I'm weeding the path, and I'm thinking of laying down, I don't know, like walking path stone bricks or something. And I didn't get a chance to really film this, but this is foxglove. They bloomed this year. I'm just letting them seed and hopefully volunteer everywhere. If not, I might have to start them again. They're currently not my priority. Oh, but alright, since we're over here, I'm just going to show you these are my endless summer cuttings from last year. So they're like year 2 growing-ish, year 2.5 or something like that. They all bloomed. So I might move the big endless summer over this side versus keeping it. Oh, this one's taking forever. Oh no. I don't know what this is, but it's so viney. Oh my gosh, I don't have my... Okay, I gotta come back and get that later. But check this out. This is the $10 boxwood I got on clearance. It's finally leafing out and doing well. And here I had all the peppermint here, but it got big. So I think I'm just letting that just compose. It doesn't look that great, but what can you do? So I'm gonna, I think, move the endless summer here. And over there is the peony. And it was doing really well, but I don't think it's getting enough sun. So I might have to dig it out and find another spot for it. Sucks. It has not bloomed for me yet. Okay, I've been sidetracked. I need to get back to watering. Water this boxwood. I think it's doing okay, but just to make sure. And here's a jade plant that has been dying, but it's doing better now. And this is a planter I made with newspaper pulp and cement. And when I have more time, I want to do more. Very proud of it. It doesn't look, super amazing, but oh, mosquito. Did I get it? Oh. And here I really need to prune this. This is incredible, but it's just so pretty. So this is the other endless summer that I need to move. I haven't been watering it as much, or really at all, really. So that's why I don't think it bloom. Oh, you can see some blooms here, but not that much given its size. Oh, and here are some sun goats sun really love. Oh, and tucked in here is the only surviving ginger that I'm watering. This whole spot is like weedy, so I'm just prioritizing certain plants. And I have over here some beans, but it's next to the AC unit thing, so it's pushing out hot air, so I'm not sure if it'll survive. But here, tucked in with the, forget the name of it, like the Chinese amaranth, you can eat the plant. It grows like a weed. Maybe this will bloom. I might put this in the ground and cover it. Not sure yet. Let's see. And there's some blackberries growing like crazy. And I have some carrots there, and I'm not sure if they survive. I'm just going to water these some more. These are seedlings, part of my other thing of fruit trees from seed. I think they're stress. I'll just give some more to my grape. Oh, and that's the eggplant. It's my first year actually having a plant. I just got it from oh oh my god, look, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This is a flower bloom. Let's see what variety. It's Black Beauty. It actually had another one that kind of split. I have in the front. I'm so excited. I have not grown eggplant successfully before. I tried growing it from seed, but it just didn't do well. And initially I had it in its original like cocoa, no, I don't think it's cocoa core, peat moss or something that it was in. And like the bugs were all over it. These like small green tiny grasshopper looking like things. And like so I chopped off a lot of the leaves, you can see, and then put them in like good garden soil and with the azalea fertilizer. So we'll see. But let's go in the front and water my other hydrangeas. But oh my gosh, look how pretty this looks. I did a heavy prune on this for more air circulation for mosquitoes, and it really made a difference. And here, does anyone know what this is? Asters, purple asters. They're just gorgeous. And I'm just trying to pull up this weed. Oh my gosh. Okay, I gotta hurry. Forget the heat wave, forget everything. My neighbor is amazing. She just gave me some suckers from her passion fruit plant that she also got from someone else, and it wasn't grafted, so it means the suckers is true to plant, and she has been having fruit. So I will have passion fruit with fruit from my neighbor, and it's just very exciting because I love getting plants from, you know, people you know. So when you look at the plant, you're like, oh, I actually got this from someone, and it's not just from the garden center, which, you know, either way it works, but it just gives it a special meaning and a little story, and I just really like it. Anyway, so I'm going to put these in water. I'm going to find a planter and some locations to put it down. And you can see there are like blooms on it, little buds. So if I do a good job, maybe I can get fruit. If not, I just need to survive. Ta-da! Excuse me. Ta-da! Here's one of them in front of kale. And in front of that is my taro. And then in front of that is the Korean yam. Or sweet potato. I keep calling it yam. And here's the other one under my trellis. And I water them. And I am covering them with like the planters or pots or whatever. And this will protect it from the harsh sun. I found that the sun will kill it faster than the heat. And that's also what I heard from other more experienced gardeners. Okay, this video is getting a bit too long, but this is my front yard. The limelight you saw is actually a cutting that I pruned down. Here's a sun gold that I kind of went crazy with this year. I grew a bunch. That's a peanut plant. My first year growing it, I just, you know, toss them everywhere for edible landscape. You just literally just have a space and you squeeze it in. It's pretty much all there is to it. Anyways, I got to go, and I will see you next time. This is I believe, berry white hydrangea is also gorgeous. Anyways, I gotta go. Talk to you next time. Bye.